For centuries, skeptics have argued that the Bible is little more than a collection of legends, stories passed down through generations and embellished over time. They claim that many of its kings, battles, and historical events exist only within the pages of Scripture. But every so often, archaeology uncovers something that forces even the harshest critics to pause and reconsider. Imagine standing before a massive stone wall carved nearly 2,700 years ago. Across its surface are scenes of war, conquest, prisoners, soldiers, siege engines, and a victorious king celebrating one of the greatest military campaigns of the ancient world. Now imagine discovering that this ancient artwork describes an event recorded in remarkable detail within the Bible. Today, we are exploring one of the most extraordinary archaeological discoveries ever made. An ancient artifact that has fascinated historians, stunned archaeologists, and raised profound questions about the reliability of biblical history. But before we uncover this remarkable discovery, take a moment to subscribe to our channel and join us as we explore the fascinating intersection of archaeology, history, and scripture. Now, let's journey back nearly 3,000 years into the world of kings, empires, and one unforgettable battle. During the 8th century BC, the Assyrian Empire dominated the ancient Near East. Its armies were feared throughout the known world. Nations trembled when Assyrian banners appeared on the horizon. The Assyrians were not merely conquerors. They were master engineers, builders, and record keepers. Their kings documented military victories with extraordinary detail, often commissioning artists to carve important events into palace walls. One of the empire's most powerful rulers was King Sennacherib, who reigned from approximately 705 to 681 BC. His military campaigns stretched across vast territories, bringing entire kingdoms under Assyrian control. Among his most famous campaigns was an invasion of the Kingdom of Judah, an event described not only in Assyrian records but also in the Bible. To understand the significance of this discovery, we must first understand the city at the center of the story. Lachish was one of Judah's most important fortified cities. Located southwest of Jerusalem, it served as a major defensive stronghold, protecting the kingdom from invading armies. The Bible repeatedly mentions Lachish as a strategic city of great importance. When Sennacherib invaded Judah around 701 BC, he launched a massive military assault against Lachish. According to Scripture, the city became one of the primary targets of the Assyrian campaign. In 2 Kings chapter 18, verse 13, we read, "Now in the 14th year of King Hezekiah, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, came up against all the fortified cities of Judah and took them. Among those fortified cities was Lachish." But how could we know whether this event actually happened? The answer would remain buried beneath the sands of history for centuries. In the mid-19th century, archaeologists excavating the ancient Assyrian capital of Nineveh made a remarkable discovery. Inside the palace of King Sennacherib, they uncovered an enormous series of stone carvings now known as the Lachish Reliefs. These reliefs stretched across entire palace rooms and depicted a detailed military campaign against a fortified city. The scenes showed Assyrian soldiers attacking massive walls. Siege ramps were being constructed. Battering rams crashed against defenses. Defenders fought desperately from the city walls, while civilians fled or were taken captive. Most astonishing of all, inscriptions accompanying the artwork identified the city by name. It was Lachish. For the first time in history, archaeologists had uncovered a visual record created by the very king who attacked the city mentioned in the Bible. The reliefs were so detailed that historians could study Assyrian military tactics almost frame by frame. The discovery sent shockwaves through the scholarly world. Ancient civilizations often exaggerated their achievements. Yet, the Lachish Reliefs stand apart because they align remarkably well with the biblical account. The Bible describes Sennacherib's invasion of Judah and specifically notes his presence at Lachish. In 2 Chronicles chapter 32, verse 9, we read, "After this, Sennacherib king of Assyria sent his servants to Jerusalem, but he and all the forces with him were laying siege against Lachish." This verse places Sennacherib exactly where the reliefs place him. The carvings show the siege in progress. The Bible describes the siege in progress. Two completely independent sources converge upon the same historical event. This is precisely what historians hope to find when evaluating ancient records. The reliefs do not prove every claim in Scripture. However, they provide powerful evidence that the biblical writers were recording genuine historical events involving real people, real cities, and real military campaigns. The story becomes even more fascinating. Modern excavations at the site of ancient Lachish have uncovered evidence matching both the Bible and the reliefs. Archaeologists discovered the remains of a massive Assyrian siege ramp built against the city walls. This was no ordinary ramp. It consisted of thousands of tons of stone, carefully arranged to allow Assyrian siege machines to approach the fortress. The very same siege ramp appears in the reliefs. Even today, portions of that ancient structure remain visible. Archaeologists have also found arrowheads, sling stones, weapons, and destruction layers dating to the exact period of Sennacherib's invasion. The physical evidence, the Assyrian artwork, and the biblical narrative all point toward the same historical reality. For many scholars, this convergence is difficult to ignore. Yet perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the story is not what the reliefs show, but what they do not show. Sennacherib proudly celebrated his victory at Lachish. The reliefs depict prisoners being marched away and the city falling before Assyrian might. But there is something missing: Jerusalem. According to the Bible, after conquering many cities, Sennacherib turned his attention toward Jerusalem. Yet Scripture records that the city ultimately survived. Isaiah chapter 37 verse 36 declares, "Then the angel of the Lord went out and put to death 185,000 in the Assyrian camp." Whether one accepts the supernatural explanation or not, a historical mystery remains. Sennacherib conquered Lachish. He conquered numerous fortified cities. Yet Jerusalem was never captured. Even Sennacherib's own records describe King Hezekiah as being shut up like a bird in a cage inside Jerusalem. But they never claim that the city was actually taken. For an Assyrian king known for boasting about victories, this omission is striking. The Lachish Reliefs remain one of the most remarkable archaeological discoveries ever uncovered. They transport us directly into the world of the Bible, allowing us to witness a battle that occurred nearly 3,000 years ago. These ancient carvings confirm that Lachish existed, that Sennacherib attacked it, and that the biblical writers were describing real historical events. For believers, the discovery strengthens confidence in Scripture's historical reliability. For skeptics, it presents a challenge that cannot easily be dismissed. Stone walls carved by ancient artists, ruins buried beneath centuries of earth, and words preserved in the pages of the Bible all tell the same story. And when independent lines of evidence converge across nearly 3 millennia, they remind us of something profound. History has a way of preserving the truth. The question is not whether the stones still speak. The question is whether we are willing to listen.